What with all of this internet thing nowadays, kids who game are able to connect with millions of other players around the world, and subsequently get called all variations of the word game. But see, I much prefer games which offer split-screen multiplayer joy, games which allow me to see my soon-to-be ex-friend's face as I score yet another goal in Rocket League, watching it break into a mask of shame and despair. Luckily for me then, that the Xbox One appears to have a slew of games built for the split-screen sadist within me. With this in mind, I'm Jules of WhatCulture.com, and here are 10 of the best Xbox One games that you can play split-screen with a friend. Number 10, Halo, the Master Chief Collection. We can't talk Xbox without referencing the steroidal tin of meat that is the Master Chief. Now, Halo 5 done dropped the ball by 1 being a bit and 2 not offering split screen, sacrilege. But what does soften the blow is the 2014 Master Chief Collection, a glorious bundle featuring remastered versions of the first 4 Halo games, and it has 4-player split screen support. Yum yum. The campaign modes in each of the games support 2-player split screen, while all the competitive modes can be played with up to 4 people locally or online. This means you can relive all of those legendary Halo experiences, be it a nostalgic capture the flag match in the original Halo's Blood Gulch, a close quarters deathmatch in the brilliant Lockout Arena, or a pop at the bizarre sports game Griffball. The Master Chief Collection contains some of the best maps and modes in all split-screen shooter history, making it a must for discerning multiplayer gamers. Number 9, Rocket League. We already know full well that Rocket League is one of the best things to have happened to gaming in the last few years. It's a simple premise, being essentially a football game, in which 2 teams of rocket-powered cars try to knock a giant floaty ball into each other's goal. But once you start playing, the simple gameplay combined with the incredible high skill ceiling will hook you, spurring you on to keep improving and keep playing 1 more matches until you collapse from exhaustion 3 hours later. While ranked games are all online, Rocket League is equally enjoyable with up to 4 people in split screen. Rocket League has no upgrades or leveling system other than your own skill level, so no one has the unfair advantage whenever you jump into fiercely competitive 5-minute matches. Add to this all the fun mutators and even new gameplay modes like the recently released basketball version, and you will have laughs for days, mate. Number 7, Rayman Legends. Not everyone wants their multiplayer experiences to be intense, emotional roller coasters in which you're screaming at your friends, or screaming with your friends at the game, or screaming at your mum when she comes in to tell you to quiet down or you'll wake your nan. Well, to those who like the more casual side of life, you should try Rayman Legends. A game in which you and 2 friends can just kick back with. It has regular checkpoints and infinite lives, and the game isn't too punishing. It's just a gentle, welcoming combination of classic platform and puzzle gameplay. But none of this would be incredibly compelling without Rayman's fantastic presentation and level variety. The game looks and sounds beautiful, from the eclectic level designs to the casual whistling tunes that follow you around, right through to the animations of the limitless protagonist and his diverse enemies. It's as much a joy to behold as to play, and you'll happily spend a couple of hours coasting through it with friends until you get the urge for something more compelling. Number 6, Lovers in a Dangerous Space-Time. No, not the name of my autobiography, but a game about resource management and survival mixed inside a 2D platformer. Space-Time is a spacefaring game about cooperation and surviving in space, as you and a friend guard an unwieldy orb of a spaceship through asteroid fields, alien swarms, and formidable interstellar bosses, like this giant floating space bear. The brilliant gameplay quirk of Space-Time is that you actually have to control 2 little people inside the spaceship, and need to run around the ship, climbing ladders and sitting at different control paddles to man the weapons, shields, and other gizmos aboard the vessel. Because of this, communication is essential, as you'll soon need to assign clear roles to each other during your travels. Otherwise, you'll end up stumbling all over each other at crucial times and won't survive long. In its own endearing way, Space-Time captures the inevitable chaos aboard a spaceship in hostile situations better than any other game, and you and your buddy will be screaming at each other, "Do your goddamn job properly," as the difficulty ramps itself up. And let me tell you, there's simply nothing better than being a space-bound middle manager to your friends. Number 5, Divinity: Original Sin. Divinity Original Sin is a rich RPG that may not have the visual luster of The Witcher 3 or Fallout 4, but easily matches its formidable rivals when it comes to story and combat mechanics. Divinity even wins out over its rivals in one respect, namely the multiplayer. I mean, obviously it's a walkover victory considering the other games are single player only, but the enhanced edition went all out into making the multiplayer a captivating and brilliantly designed experience. You and a friend can play through the entire story together, with the game seamlessly switching between split screen and single screen depending on the player's locations in relation to each other. Mercifully, you both have separate menu screens too, so you won't need to wait while your partner micromanages their inventory and skills, which you will both be doing a lot. The tactics-heavy combat system is turn-based, so you and your buddy will need to communicate closely on the best strategies for each encounter. With its slow-burning story, rich character and development systems, and a fascinating world that you're free to explore, Divinity isn't an experience you dive into for 10 minutes, but one you commit to for tens of hours. Number 4, Diablo 3: Ultimate Evil Edition. Understandably, the deep lore-heavy experience of Divinity may not be for everyone, demanding more time and attention than many games are prepared to invest. So for a more direct, rough-and-ready co-op RPG, you can always count on the trusty Diablo 3. The game is a pinnacle of hack-and-slash gaming, as you and up to 3 friends can travel through the dark, grim fantasy world of Sanctuary and lay waste to scores of demonic monstrosities. There are 7 classes to choose from, each with distinct abilities that push you towards playing a specific role within the group. While the game may look like carnage from an outsider perspective, there's a degree of strategy, as each player will need to play their character to their strengths if you're to succeed. The grinding, loot-focused gameplay has kept millions of players enthralled for years, and there's no better way to experience the phenomenon than side by side with friends. Number 3. Rare Replay Collection. Great big bundles of retro games can be a mixed bag, with developers sometimes teasing us with a couple of their biggest hits while packing out the rest with crap we really don't want. Like those sham health drinks with about 0.5 goodness and 99.5% sugar. Yeah, read those labels, kids. Luckily, that's not the case with Rare Replay, which is quite possibly the biggest and best presented games collection package of all time. It even has its own musical intro featuring all of the characters. Best of all, of the 30 games in the collection, 21 have local multiplayer. These games range from the extremely retro stuff that you're only likely to play out of curiosity, like Jetpacks, Saberwolf, and Gunfight, and then they go right through to the Xbox 360 launch games like Viva Pinata, and then there's the golden boys of the N64 titles in the form of Conker's Bad Fur Day, Killer Instinct Gold, Perfect Dark, and Jet Force Gemini. Are you salivating yet? Well, you should be. As you'd expect, all the games have been upscaled and remastered, so look and play better than ever. While nostalgia will no doubt be a factor in huddling around this collection, these revamped versions hold up surprisingly well all these years later. A perfect panoply of retro multiplayer fun from one of the greatest video game developers. Before Microsoft sunk their teeth into them, that is. Number 2. Minecraft Xbox One Edition. The greatest pixel block game ever created and one of the most influential video games to emerge from the noughties, Minecraft continues to attract so much attention that Microsoft's $2.5 billion purchase of it seems kind of fair enough. But while everyone talks about Minecraft's capacity as a giant canvas of human expression and creativity to the extent that it almost becomes its own medium independent of video games, not many people talk about its excellent split-screen mode, which lets up to 4 people play locally on a procedurally generated world. If you go for the creative mode, the 4 of you can even go about creating an entire Minecraft world yourselves, though you'll probably have to impose some strict regulations if you're to avoid building over each other. The age-old survival mode is available too, which is your best option if you and your friends are just looking to jump straight into things, and let me tell you, it's only when you're about to croak and there's only one pork chop to go around 4 people that you find out how close a group of friends you really are. Number 1. Cuphead. Look, I know it's not out yet, but I mean seriously, look at it. Look at this. Look at that. And that thing over there, look at that. Beautiful. Cuphead is looking to bring back the arcade style of shoot 'em up with a flair that's so beautiful it only could have been made from the bones of Walt Disney himself. I wish I had more words to describe it, but please, put down your pot noodle or whatever high-fat snack you got resting on your engorged belly and look at this. It's just so beautiful, and I know the graphics aren't everything, so it's just as well that you and a buddy can team up in what looks like balls-to-the-wall 2D platformer shooter joy. I might live to regret this, but this game could be the most fun experience you can have with another person this side of playing Strip Twister. And that's our list. Got any other games you love playing with your friends? Jokes. I know you don't have any friends, but drop us a comment in the section below anyway. And if you want to come and see how many friends I've got, you can do so here and here. If you enjoyed the video, then don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I've been Jules from WhatCulture.com, and I'll see you soon.